2, 1. Hello, everybody. This is Danny and Wanda from the Big Deep South Homestead.
Yes. Okay, I got it.
We are getting there. My dog was just barking. I had to go outside and shut him up at the last second.
Barking at a turkey.
He's barking at a turkey. As usual, he's always barking at an animal. That's what he's supposed to do, but just not while we're live streaming.
Or doing a video.
Or doing a video. Or
I tried to do one.
Trying to sleep or trying to rest or.
I tried to do a video this morning and
it
you
is
started
what it
barking
is.
at that turkey.
Yeah, it is what it is.
So we gotta get rid of turkeys.
Yep, it's about time to send turkeys to freezer camp.
That's one of the next projects.
One of the next projects, yes. Hello, Florida homesteader. Good evening.
They're one of the first ones in.
Always one of the first ones in. Them or Becky or one of the other ones is always the very first ones in. Oh, you brought my water? Okay.
Yeah, I brought you something to snack on, water.
Nice.
All right, so.
What are we doing tonight?
I don't know.
We don't know. There's Deborah Oster.
I don't know what we need to do tonight. What do we need to do tonight?
Oh, I didn't even see the thumbnail tonight. Yes, I did. Hold on. Give me a minute. We were putting the insulation on the porch. Is that right?
Probably.
Okay. Hello, Christy in Beaver Creek Farm.
Yeah, the insulation.
The insulation.
I think the title is something about cooler temps or controlling temps.
Controlling the temps would have been a good thumbnail, but I'm not sure. Is that what we really did? I mean, I didn't see it. I just came in here, guys. I'm just like,
Who
hello.
never knows what we're doing.
Josie Wales. There's Miss Denise.
Yeah, no, I put controlling temperatures because of the insulation.
Papa's truck.
We're going to try to keep it cool, and we're going to try to keep it hot.
We're going to try to keep it cool in the summertime, and S. Fairley and Mama tried, and Deborah E. But we're trying to keep it warm in the wintertime, and we're actually going with an insulation that is an R15 in the walls instead of an R13. We had to order it to get it in. And as usual, when the insulation has been hot all day long, the sun was shining so bright and so hot, we were just burning up. And we kept waiting on this shipment of insulation to come in because it had to come in an 18-wheeler because we ordered a bunch of it on pallets. And when it finally got here, I'm taking the forks on my tractor and I'm going up in the truck to pick the insulation one pallet out. There were several pallets. We had to pick one of them up out of the 18-wheeler. And what do you think happens? It goes to pouring down raining.
Every time we get a delivery.
Every time we get a delivery. They brought one of my screen doors the other day. It flooded while the screen door was coming down the sidewalk.
Yep.
I mean, it's like every time. Today, I went off and left the cabin. It was so hot over there. I left all the windows and doors open. I come to the house, and when I got over here, what happened? It come a monsoon.
He got home and looked at the radar, and there was nothing on the radar. Absolutely nothing. 10 minutes later, it rained for what, 10, 15 minutes? 15,
we got an inch.
minutes?
We got an inch and a half.
Yeah, a lot of rain.
An inch and a half in about 20 minutes.
And there was nothing on the radar.
And the wind was blowing like 25 miles an hour. Had the windows open in the cabin. Went over there. The floors was wet. I was just fit. I had to go in the storm.
Yeah, he went in the storm over there to do that. That was funny.
Yeah. The weather anomalies are getting crazy.
Yeah.
It went from being 105 degrees to being 70-something degrees in less than 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm. We got a lot of people popped in. Fluty Lick, Mike.
First flew Mr. Jared and his wife, I
Christy,
guess.
Thomas Mark, Mo, Eva.
Everybody's
Abama,
talking amongst each other. Yep.
Lou.
There's Brenda Duncan just popped in. Heaven's Essentials.
Kathy Bishop and Country Homestead Preacher.
There's
A
Jennifer.
lot of people.
Yeah.
All right, so pretty much our week has been the cabin.
Our week has been the cabin the whole week. Now we have
We
have worked in the garden some. I plowed.
We both got out and pulled weeds.
We pulled weeds one day.
I pulled weeds this morning, working on things.
I took the Hoss tool, Howard's wheel hoe, and plowed my popcorn.
Yeah. So
which the grass is still trying to take everything because it rains at least once a day now.
Yeah, and when it rains here in South Mississippi, of course, the weeds grow faster than the plants.
The plants do.
I think all the weeds get the fertilizer.
I'm not sure.
And they go crazy.
Um,
9,000 acre forest fire.
35 miles away.
Ooh.
So much smoke we can't see the sun. Wow,
that is
Deborah.
not good.
Cold times about the Grand Southern. You might want to check it out. Read a
Um,
sample on Amazon. Okay, thanks,
Joy
Frank.
is asking, is that the Stiver's stepdad or was it his dad? I am not 100% sure. I just know they said his dad.
All we know is they said it was his dad. Yes, that's exactly right.
Okay.
Zach. They just said Zach's dad.
Yeah. Time to sew. I made my brownies tonight. She made my brownies. Everyone loved them. Thanks for the recipe. Now you're gonna make me want brownies.
I know it. I want a brownie. I want it now. I'm gonna be like a little kid. I'm gonna throw a temper tantrum. I want a brownie. I want a brownie now.
I have to make some. Those were really good, and I hadn't made any since then. I made and because when I make them, I ate them in just a couple of days.
Yes.
Okay. So
what do we have?
For the most part, Danny's been. Oh, I do have a picture.
You have a picture?
Right quick.
Okay, this is me working on the
wire. Of course it's you.
I knew that guy looked familiar. You know, I was sitting there looking at him. I said, that joker's impostoring me. You know, he's like an impersonator. But it looks so good. It had to be me. I was just like, I couldn't figure out. It couldn't be nobody else. I'm in the cabin, actually hooking up the electrical panel for our solar system, which we'll be getting at some point, we're hoping. Trying to get it ready.
You know, every time you say solar system, I see the stars.
I know.
And all this. We're gonna get a solar system.
It's just terrible.
But we're gonna get a solar panel,
solar powered system. How about that?
That's better.
Is that better?
Every time I hear solar system, I think of the sun and the moon and the stars. And all that. Gosmania and Vera, and Jan, Papa Truck.
Yep. And I've spent a lot of time at the cabin this week. Most of all my week's been spent at the cabin, really.
A lot of it,
A lot of it has, yeah.
And he did have a birthday and turned a little older this week.
did. I got a year older. Gosh.
Yeah.
That was, I wanted to quit having them, but they will not let me quit having them.
And reap what you sow.
It's just.
Oh, everybody's hoping to see Danny doing the Get Up Challenge.
What?
We've watched a lot of those videos.
We have watched a lot.
We have fun watching them. That's about as far as it's gotten. We watch them. Danny might could do it. I don't know.
I could probably do it. And
I might could do some of it.
I could probably do it.
I don't know I'd last long.
Thank you guys for the happy birthday wishes. Yeah, I'm an electrician anyway, so I wired a cabin. You know, so.
Are you as old as dirt yet?
That's debatable.
Not yet.
Because I always tell everybody, and this is actually honest truth, I'm only half human. So it's possible.
Hold on, you got a hair.
I got a hair out of the way? Okay. I just got out of the bathtub a few minutes ago. It is possible that I'm almost as old as some dirt. Because dirt's being created every day, so we're all as old as some dirt.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Been making green squash bread, Christy said. I don't know if I've ever had green squash bread.
Clay bank?
Yeah, that sounds pretty interesting.
That sounds pretty.
Okay, insulating is not the only thing I've been doing. I mean, wiring. I've been doing some insulating here.
Yeah.
This is what I was telling you about. When I got right here, guys, you see this point right here?
It doesn't look like it's going to rain.
It doesn't look like it's going to rain at all. And then all of a sudden, by the time that insulation goes from right there to the bed of my pickup truck,
which is right
sitting right beside us right there, it goes to pouring down rain.
We weren't even thinking about it raining. I mean, didn't even think it was going to rain.
No, it didn't even look like it was going to rain.
And
it was, matter of fact, I was dreading it being so hot with us out there working, trying to get this stuff in the pickup truck now.
So now
look at Jared. Now Jared just gets me there.
It was in the 50s.
It was in the 50s here this morning. Picked beans with my jacket on. Oh my gosh.
We had a couple of mornings we were in the 60s.
We were in the we were in the high 60s.
High 60s.
We were in the 68, 66, well 66, mid 60s, 66 and up. And we slept in the cabin with all the windows and doors open and everything
We
all
stayed
night
over there,
long.
what, maybe 3 or 4
We stayed 3
nights?
nights in a row. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was really nice.
Really nice.
So it wasn't too bad, but now we're getting the insulation. We're hoping to keep it cooler and warmer in the winter.
Yeah.
There's Mr. Tom. Danny was just
I
watching.
was just watching one of your videos, Mr. Tom.
Deep South Bama with Mr. Tom.
I did. And I actually made a comment on it, I believe. I don't usually comment on many people's videos, but
He
I did.
forgets most of the
I
time.
don't forget. I just don't want everybody to know who I watch.
Does it matter?
It does to me.
Does it matter?
Well, really no, but it does to me. But I left a comment on Mr. Tom's, and I left one on Gemini's today too, I think.
Lou says, I had your squash puppies and glazed carrots with green beans from my garden. Lord have mercy.
Lord have mercy, girl.
I'm going to Lou's. I'll see you later.
Oh.
I think I could go visit Lou. She don't live that far. And she would cook me some stuff. I'd go visit.
Jan is having a situation there that's a little bit different than what 99% of everybody else has. Her Cherokee tans are full of buds, but only the females are blooming. What do I need to do to get the male buds to bloom? Jan, it's usually the other way around. Usually everybody has all males and they can't get a female. Wow. That's I don't know what the answer is.
Somebody asked, what is going on with the Stivers? Zach's dad passed away today, so y'all just keep them in your prayers and just go over, send them a well wishes on their channel and things like that.
Okay. They said that Gemini and Mr. Tom said, yep. Gemini said she did the happy dance. Mr. Tom said that he replied immediately when he saw it. Yeah, I've been off the computer, so I don't know.
Lou says I can come right over.
Was this like Red Rover, come right over?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can go to Lou's. I bet me and her could have some fun.
Oh, I know you could.
We could get in the kitchen and we could cook some stuff.
Now, Andrew Littlefield says, Danny, you remind me of my late father. You look just like him. Now, I don't know if that's a compliment or not. Because I'm not the best looking guy in the world.
You mean he's putting his dad down?
That's what I'm wondering. Is he putting his dad down or is he trying to build me up? I'm not sure how that's going. You never know how to take these things.
Clay Banks says, do you watch me, Danny?
Clay Banks. I watch a lot of people. I'm just not going to say.
He browses around.
I browse. Everywhere. Every time I come in, right before I take my midday nap, I browse.
Now, just being honest, Wanda don't watch hardly anybody.
This is true.
I pick somebody along, and lots of times people will send me a message and say, hey, I just did this video, so I will go watch the videos that people send me a message about more than I do just anything else. We have been watching the Get Up Dance a lot this week. We watched it, maybe 15, 20 different people do that dance?
Yeah.
Or more.
Denise, I got the L2501, I believe it is, on the Kubota. So it was asking what model we got. I think what I got, the L2501? I don't even remember now.
It's something like that.
Something like that. I think it's L2501.
We've had so many.
I think so. In the last year, we've had so many tractors.
Well, in the last 2 years.
2 years, we've had so many tractors, it's hard to remember.
All the numbers are just...
Littlefield says it is. I love him. It's a compliment. Okay. And then Clay Banks saying, Lord, I wish we could get some rain. Look, we only get one rain a day, but when we get it, we get it.
White Picket Fence says me and Lou together would get into some shenanigans.
I'm sure that is an accurate statement. I'm very sure that's a very accurate statement, yes.
Reap What You Sow said, well, Danny, I heard 2 crazy Louisiana women saying happy birthday to you. That would have been Miss Denise and Miss Reap What You Sow. Miss Lippy?
Miss Lippy.
I have to say Denise. He knows Miss Lippy.
Yeah.
Denise just comes to my mind. Oh, and Denise sent your birthday present. It's not in here.
Well, it's not. What? I got a present? I didn't know it.
All right, Denise. He's already slipping. The process. Come on, process.
Well, I know I got the fan thing.
No.
What else did I get?
All right, Denise. He's really, really slipping.
Oh, look. I've had such a hard week.
The book.
Oh, I can't even put it down. I wasn't even thinking about a book. I've been looking at this book for like hours
Several
on end.
days.
We went to town. I took it to town with me. Wanda was driving, and I was actually.
Well, actually, when you got it, we were in town, and you read the whole time.
I read the whole time we were riding around. She says, "What are you doing?" I says, "I'm looking at this book." I said, "This is a book that I could have wrote." You know.
Yeah. Mama Tribe wants to know when we're going to start fall crops. We're trying to get beds ready.
Let's just talk about the weather first. A lot of it's going to depend on the weather because I've already looked out into the future, and I'm coming to the realization that the first week in August is actually going to be cool for some people. So if it keeps staying cool, we may start our crops by mid-August.
Gemini says, I'm so happy you enjoyed it for the moment. No, he's actually, every time I look around, he's got it in his hand, and then he's telling me something about some bug or some disease or something on a plant and why it's doing what it's doing, and I'm like, yeah. It's going in one ear and out the other most of the time.
Claybank says we need to do the get up and dance. Y'all would be so cute.
Okay, so we're going to go to the right,
go to the left.
Well,
and take a sip.
Wait, here.
Wait a minute, hold on there.
Now we can take a sip.
And take a sip. And then take a dip. Go down. There we go.
That was it.
That was it. There we go.
That's it.
Let's see, where we at here? From
what is the name of the book, Danny? You're going to have to go get your book.
It's Orthos.
Go get it. It's over there. No, he likes that book. It shows all the different things that can happen to plants and kind of tells you what you can do, and it's one that's very comprehensive, and I think it's an older book. Gemini's husband found one in a second-hand place or something. I can't remember what she said, and we were watching her video, and I said, "Oh, Danny'd like that." So Buddy found him one.
There we go. Let me try and get this for lights. Can't hit it here. This is it right here. Whoa, let's get right. I'm just opposite of everything. Everything's backwards here. Here we go.
There you go.
The Ortho Home Gardener's Problem Solver. Guys, this thing covers everything from fruit trees to flowers to vegetables to, oh man, I'm telling you.
The copyright is 1993. So
a lot of the stuff I got from my mom when she passed away was a lot of it has to do with ortho.
They did a lot of good.
They've done a lot of good.
Y'all see how thick it is?
Yeah.
And I'm talking.
It's got colored pictures too. That shows the actual diseases and the bugs. And the bugs. And it tells you on the bugs if they're life size, if they're full, if they're, smaller than life size. It tells you all the things about them.
All right. This one, when it's talking about wilting, it'll tell you if it's nematodes. It'll tell you if it's nitrogen deficiency, root rot, spider mite, salt damage, pesticide burn, and how to fix it.
Yeah, it tells you
if there's a solution.
It tells you how to analyze it, and it tells you how to come up with a solution for it.
Yeah. So, Orthos, if you see in any of your secondhand stores,
you probably go on Amazon. They may still have it.
Yeah, you can probably find it in there. But any of your secondhand stores, be looking for these type books. That's a really good one to have on your homestead.
Back over here.
Okay. What you doing?
Because it'll get left over there.
What are we going to plant in the fall?
Well, we'll always plant our greens. We'll plant our carrots. We'll plant some broccoli. A few cabbages.
I've got a green stalk video coming up on Deep South shortly. Maybe this week, maybe not. I got a lot to edit, but I put tomatoes in it. So we're starting new tomatoes. So I put 2 tomatoes and 2 peppers. So we're starting new. In the back, we're going to start some more tomato. No, in the thing over your pots where your peppers are. We're starting some more tomatoes. What about the nematodes that we had in the garden last year? So far, we have not seen any signs.
They said Beth says they have nematodes now. Beth, we solarize the soil. There's a couple different ways you can deal with it. You can either just till the garden constantly, or you can solarize it. So we took the black plastic and we did the clear plastic, you remember, if you watched our videos, and the black plastic seemed to work. The clear plastic did not work.
All right, so we hit 75,000 subs this week. Y'all see the?
There we go. The camera's just backwards, yeah.
All right, the Backyard Homestead Seasonal Planner. What to plant and when
to do it.
What to do and when to do it.
Yeah.
All right, this is a great planner with a lot of good information in it. So I did a video to give it away, and here is the winner.
Here is the winner.
I hadn't seen her in the chat yet, but she's usually here. All right, Miss Rachel
Rumbo.
She is the winner of the planner, and we met Rachel at the gathering.
At the gathering,
she came to the gathering. So Rachel, this is for you, girl. Send me a message deepsouthhomestead@gmail.com. UP Gardner said they just bought it for $8.
You will love that book, I'm telling you. It has anything you want to know about anything.
Mr. John said he ordered it from Abe's Books. So they're finding it.
It's out there. It is probably one of the best books I have found.
Challenge for Danny. If Danny will do the get up dance, I'll try to get my big behind and do it.
Oh!
I don't know. We'll have to see.
You know how I am with a challenge.
Beth says she's going to plant beets in containers.
How many seeds do you place in a container? Well, Beth, it depends on the beet seeds you have, because every seed is actually about 4 to 6 beets in each seed. Now, if you have the ones that's already been separated, then you can plant one. But if you plant...
Let me hold this up while you're talking.
If you plant them, just realize you may have to thin them, but don't pull them to thin them. Clip them off with a pair of scissors.
All right, so that is the name of the book for Blue Ridge Prepper 1, the Ortho Home Gardener's Problem Solver. Okay.
Okay. I saw some more
Deborah.
questions. Deborah says, I saw that. Deborah said the acorns are already starting to fall up there. The leaves are turning and falling here.
We were sitting outside a couple of days ago. The wind went to blowing, and it looked like it was September. The leaves were just...
The leaves are just raining down from the trees. The yellow leaves. And today we were sitting over the cabin looking back toward the house, and some of the maple trees were already red. Some of the black gums were already red, falling off. One of our maple trees are turning yellow and red. So
Gossmania, go ahead and link it if it's there. I see Frank and Mary bought it for $4.25 at Thrift Books, but if Gossmania can link it, anybody that wants it can go through the link if they put it up. Yeah. So the planner is going to Rachel Rumbo, and thank you guys for the 75,000 subs. I have a few things coming up for a
page on the website listing what you're planting each month would be nice.
Oh, okay. On our website? Yeah. I'm trying to think of things that I can do on the website that will take people to the website some, and that's probably coming up before long. Yeah, I've just got to get a whole bunch of other projects out of the way before I can get there. The website is up. It's deepsouthhomestead.com. We'll be adding things as we think about it to it, and we've added our Teespring line of t-shirts and cups in our videos. It is under the videos. The one thing we got, and I didn't bring them in here, I forgot.
Beth said, are you currently canning?
I canned some apples yesterday. Right now, that's what we're at.
That was the last off our trees, wasn't it?
Yes, we took all of them off. We're fixing to be canning pears.
We're fixing to be canning pears.
Maybe next week.
Next week. More than likely, we'll be canning some. Be the end of next week, but we will be canning some.
Yeah, and Prepstead said she got the book off Amazon. Good.
Mr. John.
Hey, Broussard.
Mr. John wants to know, how do we process our grapes for juice? We take a chinoy.
Nope.
Quinoa.
Chinois.
Chinois. Okay, we're gonna get this right.
I don't know if we're saying it right.
I don't know if we're saying it right anyway. It's a little funnel shaped thing with 3 legs on it. We put the muscadines down in it. We take the stick and run it round and round and round in it, squeeze all the juice out.
A lot of people use it for tomatoes.
Yeah, we use it, and once we do that, we put the juice in quart jars in the refrigerator, let it set overnight. All the sediment will go to the bottom, and when it does, then we take that and we pour off the real clear stuff through a jelly bag and catch even more sediment. And when we get through, we have a beautiful clear juice that we put in the freezer and freeze.
So it's giving you an error at Deep South Homestead. I'm not sure what's going on there. It could be a setting that's not letting the links go through. I may have to check that afterward. Gossmania, y'all are supposed to be able to put links up, so I'm not sure what's going on with that.
YouTube Yoda said their potatoes are doing awesome in the bag. They're already tall and everything.
All right, do I preserve cherries? Well, I would if we had them, but
can't
we don't
grow cherries here.
them.
Too hot to grow cherries here. Broussard said elderberry harvest season for them.
All right, they're saying chinois. Chinois. I don't know. Anyway, we're saying it wrong every time I say it.
Elderberry season's been over for us, what, about 3 weeks ago? All the elderberries went away?
Probably.
Yeah, about 2 to 3 weeks ago, our elderberries were gone.
Yeah, Mr. John said he had his mom's. It's also called a food meal type thing. It's the old, probably the original. It's
probably
food
one of the
meal
original food meals, yeah.
Without electricity, but it does do. Mark posted a link, so it should be posted.
Lake Effect Farm. We tried the steamer juicer, but it left our muscadine juice with a bitter taste.
Yeah,
it took away all the sweetness.
I thought I did a video. I guess I think I put it up about the on Crazy Days about that. We tried the juicer steamer, and it leaves it kind of weird tasting. Nothing is as good as fresh, and we freeze ours, and it's still fresh. Decinois, Chinois. That's how you spell it. Now, I'm not sure about saying it.
That's how you spell it. But she's got above it. It's called chinois.
Chinois. Yeah. Everybody's. I say it one way, and then I say it another way, and I get in trouble every time. So, chinois. Maybe that's right.
Can you eat pepper vine? I don't know what pepper vine is.
You talking about like the pepper stalk? Do you make jelly out of elderberries? No, most people make a syrup.
Was it like a cough syrup stuff?
Yeah, it's kind of like a syrup for colds and flu symptoms and things like that, and all.
Tommy says he's got a stomach bug.
Yes.
My hubby calls it quinoa. Jan says.
Well, I thought quinoa was the stuff we eat that's like rice.
Well, quinoa is like rice, yeah. But that's spelled Q-U-I-O-N.
Chinois.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, okay. Do you think about the grasshoppers? What do you think about the grasshoppers in Las Vegas?
Well,
I'm glad they're in Vegas.
That's what I was fixing to say. I'm glad what's in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Let's hope that's the truth.
Let's just hope that they tell them the truth out there. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Yeah. But I think it's just a sign of things to come. I'll be honest with you. Papa Truck says my bell peppers are still loaded. We pick peppers every day here. We've got so many peppers. I don't know what we're going to do with all of our peppers.
I put them in the freezer and been dehydrating peppers, and I spent time today with I cut up a whole gallon of sweet peppers in strips for stir fry, and then I cut up a quart of jalapenos for making the little boats. So
yeah, it's
hey, Tim and Amy and Southern Blessed.
Oh man.
What else did we have going on?
I don't know what you had.
I had the winter. Okay.
Did you have the community center for the thing? You wanted to show that?
Yeah, let's talk about the gathering for a minute. Today was the Hootenanny in Michigan, and I know a lot of people went to Michigan for the Pratt family Hootenanny, and if Danny and I could travel and I could talk him out of leaving Mississippi, that's one place we'd have went, was the Hootenanny to see the Pratts, because we love Mike and Jenny. They have been friends of ours for about, 3 or 4 years now. 3 years at least.
Ever since we've been on YouTube.
Yeah, for a long time. So our gathering is going to be March the 21st this year, and we changed from the fairgrounds. Well, it's not coming up. Okay, so I must have moved it.
You must have moved it before it did. I just happened to see it there.
Yeah. Okay, it's going to be at what's called Westside Community Center.
Magnolia Community Center. They call it Westside, though.
Yeah. And it's not far from Deep South. It's going to be a nice venue. We just got to work out details. That's not even happened yet.
Yeah, we'll get to that point, but you got to start somewhere.
So we have the building, March 21st. Just mark your calendars, 2020.
Oh, let's see here.
Claybank says
I wish we could grow carrots like y'all. Anybody can grow carrots. That's the thing about it.
You just got to get the dirt right.
The dirt has got to be right. As a matter of fact, one of the things we're doing this year, because guys, I have some videos coming up this week. I want y'all to really pay attention to Deep South Homestead for the next 2 weeks. We have some videos coming up that has to do with food shortages, food security. Porch time has to do with food this week. There's a lot of things starting to happen, and I felt like that it's time for everybody to know this. Now, the videos that we're going to be putting up was actually filmed back in February of this past year, and Wanda and I felt like it's time that we moved them over to the Deep South Homestead channel, because we have other channels, and we felt like it would be good to move them over here because not everybody has seen these videos.
Yeah, they've been on Patreon since February, I believe.
They've been over there since February.
And so since everybody's sending us pictures of all the things that's going on, I thought about it today, and I told Danny I'm going to take them and put them over on Deep South. Yes, book in Wiggins. Somebody was wanting to know about
yes, you have to book a hotel in Wiggins.
Stuffed pepper recipe. Freedom Acres. Amanda at Freedom Acres, I think, did that recipe in one of her talks. She was sitting in our dining room last week, I believe, and stuffing peppers, and I think she told the recipe. If not, I have one either on Crazy Days or Deep South, but I think talking about how to stuff jalapeno peppers, but I don't remember right off.
Okay, hold on. I got to catch up with some of these questions that's going on there. Is fish fertilizer very good for plants? Should it be weekly in the growing season? The answer to that is yes, it's very good for plants. The only problem you'll have when you use fish fertilizer is if you have wild animals anywhere around, like possums or anything like that, they're going to come dig up in your bed. They could dig your plants up.
They dug all of ours up.
They dug all mine up. And you can use it weekly. There's nothing wrong with it. As a matter of fact, it's very, very good.
Gemini, the videos are already on Patreon. They've been on. You'll have to go back through to February and watch them. There's 4 of them, but we're going to be moving them over to Deep South over the next 2 weeks. It'd be 4 videos plus, what is it, porch time this time. Well, they'll all be connected. So the same hotels, yes, as the, yeah, you'll just be coming from the hotels out to a different place.
Yeah.
That's all will be the difference.
I just saw Eyes to See come in. There, yeah.
Hey, yeah, I did too.
Yes, Tori, it's good to see you. Congratulations, Rachel. Did Rachel come in and I missed her?
Or either somebody's just now picking up they're behind. That's a possibility.
Okay, I didn't know if Rachel just popped in or not, because
I hadn't seen her, but we'll mention Rachel Rumbo won the book, The Backyard Homestead Seasonal Planner.
Eva asked a question, and I missed it. I know she did. I'm gonna go back. Y'all gonna have to hold on a minute. I'm going back through these questions here.
Let's see.
There it is. What's the best way to store carrots in a root cellar? If you're gonna store them in a root cellar, Eva, the best way is to.
Somebody asked about a grow light with carrots too.
Just to put them in sand if you're gonna and put them in a root cellar. Okay.
Gemini.
And don't cut the top. Only leave about that much of the carrot still sticking up on top of it. Don't cut it level with the top.
You're talking about the
green part.
Green part.
Yeah.
Gemini, you got a private lesson. When do we plant carrots?
I'm coming before the gathering. I need one-on-one carrot lessons. March, we'll plant our carrots.
No, we plant fall carrots.
Oh, fall carrots. Yeah, we plant them in, well, depending on the season this year, we're a month ahead, guys. Probably we're going to probably do it in either late September or early October. Can I grow carrots with grow lights or that era gardening system? You can grow carrots with a grow light. That's not a problem. You just got to keep moisture, and the soil's got to be right. The fertilization's got to be right.
Linda says she needs carrot lessons also. I think you need to just do a, hey, we're going to have a carrot 101.
Do you peel your carrots when you can them? If we buy them from the store, yes. If we grow them ourselves, no.
No. Now, if they're really like wrinkly and dirty, I will peel them to finish getting some of the dirt out of it.
Where you can't get all the dirt out of it.
If you can't get it. But if they're smooth and pretty and you wash them and they're clean, we're going to blanch them anyway for, what, 3 minutes, I think. So once you get them clean and cut up and you put them in the water boiling water for 3 minutes, the rest of that dirt usually comes off. So you have clean when you do it, and you do not use the water you blanch in.
Can you transplant peach trees in the fall? Yes, you can plant peach trees in the fall. It's not a problem. You don't have to wait till spring to do it. You can do it in the fall. Just make sure all the leaves have fallen off the tree when you plant it.
All the leaves is falling off our trees.
And all of our trees, the leaves are falling off all of them. Our peach trees, the leaves are turning bright yellow and falling off.
And we noticed the maples are starting to turn colors. And we don't usually have pretty maple colors. Ours usually go from green to brown and fall off because we don't have that cool change. But that coolness we've had this past week, everything's starting to turn yellow and red, and we're getting a little bit of color.
Abama Gardner says, what type of carrots do you like? It's not what type do we like, it's what type grows best here. We do the Danvers half long. We have better luck with the Danvers half long because they're not these big old 12, 14-inch carrots, but they're about a good 8 to 10-inch carrot. And as long as the soil's good and soft, they do perfectly fine. Yeah. And they make a very good tasting carrot too.
Yeah, the Arkansas traveler berries that I showed were huge. Yes, that's the biggest blackberries I've ever seen. We found those where at
Walmart, actually.
Is that where those came from?
Came from Walmart.
So check Walmart and Lowe's and places like that.
Making lemonade from lemons says, my carrots don't have much flavor when I grow them. Now, there's two things about carrots. There's summer carrots and there's winter carrots. Summer carrots usually have no taste hardly. They have a bitter taste to them, as a matter of fact. Winter carrots usually are very sweet while grown during cool temperatures. So that may be what's going on.
Can we tap maple trees in the South?
No.
It wouldn't do any good.
We don't have enough cold days around 40 degrees to do it.
Yeah, Sandy says she never liked cooked carrots till she grew her own. They have a totally different taste than bulk carrots. Even though bulk carrots are grown in the ground usually anyway, there's just a difference. And if you add a little bit of, I think I have a recipe on Crazy Days about some carrots that I added a little bit of sweetness to. That makes them all much better, don't it?
Yeah, Michelle says, where do you get your seeds from? Or Michael, is that Michael? I can't really say. Michael Creech?
Michael.
Michael says, where do you get your seeds from? We get them from different places, Michael. I mean, where were some of the places we got our seeds from?
Our carrot seeds, lots of times we get from a local place here. We don't usually.
Our local, what do you call that place? Feed store.
We get the Danvers half longs there. Our English peas, green beans, things like that. Our peas, like red rippers and black-eyed peas or pink-eyed purples, we save those.
We save all of our seeds. Well, carrot is a biennial seed.
And
it takes 2 years.
We can't save carrots.
And where we live at, we've tried it. It just does not work here.
Do you think there'll be a seed shortage
next year, just like the food shortages we got? Well, lake effect. I don't think we're going to see the seed shortages this coming year. I think it will probably be after that. But if you watch our videos this coming week, I think you'll understand why we're having food shortages. It's
well, the seeds.
I'm not gonna give the video away right now, or the videos away. I explain why we have food shortages during one of these videos.
Or why you think.
Why I think we have.
Yeah.
I'm almost 100% positive.
Okay, so let's see. Somebody asked,
how do you know when to? Well, how do you? We got to keep them in order. How do you know when to harvest garlic? Mine has scapes on them now. You harvest garlic when the 3 to 4 bottom leaves begin to turn yellow on them. When that happens, you get them out.
The carrots we planted a month or 2 ago were from Hawaii, and I can't remember the name.
The Kudora.
Starts with a K, doesn't it?
Yeah, Kudoras, something like that.
I don't know. We have a video.
I have a video on it.
And we planted them. They were up beautiful. They were up just about 1 inch tall when we got a heavy flood, and it washed every one of them up. We probably have a couple of dozen left. And I was out pulling weeds today and accidentally pulled one up, and it was about, where's my hand? That tall. So we actually have a few carrots out there. So we're going to test those to see how they do, and if they taste okay and things like that.
Tim and Amy's Homestead said, "Where is the best place to buy a 50-pound bag of seed potatoes? I bought the small bags at Tractor Supply, and I would like more." We get ours at our local feed store, and it's only for about a 2 or 3 week period in the late winter, early spring. We don't usually order potatoes online. We just don't do it. It's too expensive.
Yeah. Mr. John says he orders bulk seeds for things that he cannot harvest seed from.
Yeah, we do.
That's kind of what we do. Anything that we can't save seed, then we try to buy it somewhere and have it here because.
Yeah.
And the one things we can't really do is seed potatoes.
We can't do seed potatoes because it's too hot. We can't do carrots because they're a biennial plant. It takes 2 years.
We tried onions.
We tried onions. That has not worked for us. So we.
Yeah. So Stapleton's, they stock up on sage seeds and food too. Yes.
Yeah.
And y'all need to keep that process going.
This whole coming week, actually the whole next 2 weeks, on Deep South Homestead, there's going to be videos on food.
Yeah.
Because I think that it's, everybody always asks me, said, "Danny, when you see something urgent, will you please tell us?" Well, I see something urgent, and I'm telling you this week. So.
Yeah, I mean, he's been talking about this for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And like I said, these videos were on Patreon since February. And so we're moving them over this next 2 weeks. There's 4 of them. We're going to put one up on Monday, one on Thursday, and then one on Monday and Thursday of the next week, plus porch time this week. So you'll get 5 videos within 2 weeks on food security or food shortages and food.
It's urgent, guys. It's fixing to happen. As a matter of fact, I mean, I'll give you a little bit of a heads up. We're actually 2 years ahead of what they were anticipating on the Grand Solar minimum. And I will say this is kind of in one of the videos. Sasha Dobler from Switzerland has contacted me through email, has given me private links to some of his information, and I'm amazed at what the guy knows.
I'm going to put a link to his channel and to his website. I think I have both. And if you're very interested in the Grand Solar minimum, Sasha Dobler is going to be the one. I mean, I was reading.
Well, Zarkova's another one.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that one too.
Yeah, she's fantastic with the Grand Solar minimum. But Sasha Dobler has been good enough to reach out to me.
The stuff he does is awesome.
And to give me personal. Now I can't give you the passwords and the links and all that stuff to get to his things. But I can give you a generic link.
We can give him the website.
I can give you the website and stuff like that, and he may have it where you can order it. I don't know. But he's been good enough to reach out to us and give us personal stuff, behind the scenes stuff, I guess you might say.
The man is, I mean, the stuff he's put together.
It's unreal.
You can't quit reading it.
No, it's one of the things when you pick it up, you can't stop.
You just keep keep on.
Yeah.
It was really funny because I didn't know who he was, and he sent a link, and people send links all the time.
Yeah.
And so I'll go follow a link to see if it's something we're interested in or not, and there's something. And so when I followed the link, I just keep reading. And Danny's over at the cabin. This is a couple of months ago, and I sent the guy a message. I said, "Can we use some of this?" And
Oh
so
yeah, I
I
remember
left
that.
and went to the cabin, and I said, "Danny, this guy sent us some information." I said, "He is just fabulous. Everything is wonderful." I said, he's got it listed out. He explains stuff so well." And Danny says, "Really?" He said, "Who was he?" And I said, "Well, I don't know. He had a weird name like Sasha Dobler or something like that." And Danny says, "Sasha Dobler, really?" And he started telling me who he was. He said he's very
Very knowledgeable.
knowledgeable scientist.
Yeah, he's a very
And
knowledgeable scientist.
so when I picked my phone back up later and looked, Sasha sent a message and said, "Laugh out loud. Danny's already used some of my information."
Yeah, I'd already been using his information, but he was
kinda
good
funny.
enough to send us personal stuff that we could look into his information, and that guys blew my mind. You know, I was just like, wow. So we're can you buy seeds and freeze them? You can freeze some of your seeds. You can freeze things like corn and peas and beans and peanuts and stuff like that, but you don't want to be freezing things like tomatoes and cucumbers and squash and stuff like that.
Yeah. Everybody in my family, for the most part, thinks I'm nuts, but me and my wife will be prepared. Yes. Well, we have a lot of people that kind of think that too, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's Life with Linda is exactly right. So you just heard about the grand solar minimum a couple of weeks ago. Unreal, people do not talk about it. Linda, they're not going to talk about it because the MSM does not want people to know about it, because if they did, they would be a run on the food market. So they're trying to keep down a panic is one of the things.
Thrifty V says they have a lot of buffering. Everybody else is saying they're not. I mean, we can't tell, so we
don't have no way of knowing.
Yeah, we have no
Yeah,
way.
but everybody else is saying they're not having problems, so it could be just the internet connection. But if you want some good information about the grand solar minimum and you want it straight from their mouths, look up Zarkova.
How do you spell that? Do you know?
Not really.
All right, I'm gonna.
It's a Russian.
Links.
It's a Russian name.
Yes, I'm gonna try. And
Sasha Dobler is the other one. Sasha Dobler is very good.
Why did you hang the screen door on your cabin to the left and not to the right against the wall? Couldn't see the other door opening.
Because the door on the inside of the cabin there's a code issue. If I'd have swung it in the opposite direction, it would have blocked off the entrance to another room. And when there's code, you cannot do that. So I had to swing the door in the opposite direction back against the wall. And I did not want my screen door opening to the hinge side of the inside door.
Because we have one of those on this house.
Yeah, and it's
accidentally, and
it's annoying.
Danny only had the screen door, an old screen door that he put on this house, and it opens the wrong way from the door on the deck, and it's very annoying because you open one door one way and have to push the other door the other way.
What does MSM stand for? Okay, that's mainstream. It's MSM, not MSN. It's mainstream media. ABC, CBS, CBN, NBC, CNN, Fox. It's all those. Like
all
that.
of them are.
All of your
radio stations.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Saddle Ridge. Let's see. I'm late. Praying, please. Husband's big truck is down. He has the book giveaway been announced. Yes.
Rachel Rumbo.
Rachel Rumbo actually won the book. Yes.
Papa Truck said Sam's Club is now selling survival food in
buckets and bug out bags. Wow, that's interesting. I have not seen that.
We are supposed to be going to Sam's Club, so we may have to check that out just because I'm curious.
Yeah, we were going to make a trip down there just to see what's going on.
Yeah. If no food, very little jobs. Prep on all things.
We cover that. Life with Linda. I'll be covering that this week in some videos. You'll understand a little bit more, I think, about what happens when I'm not giving the videos away, but there's a lot of information about
Yeah.
that.
Do you watch
Stan
Stan
Devo,
Dio?
Deo.
D-A-Y. Yeah, I don't know.
No, I don't watch Stan Dio. I've heard a lot of people have sent me links. I've seen some things about them, but I have not had time to actually dig into them to see if I think that they're credible enough to mention them or not. So I haven't had that kind of time.
What do we carry in our bug out bags? We have a video up. It's one of our older videos of what's in Danny's and what's in mine.
Hers.
Because ours are both different.
Yeah,
I guess we could do another bug out bag.
We could probably do another one. I mean,
it's been a long time.
And they just sit. They don't ever get changed. Now we might change the flashlights in them because we do have some more modern flashlight systems.
But most of it stays the same. We don't change out very much of anything in ours.
Do y'all have solar power?
We will,
Tommy,
at the cabin.
At the cabin we will, but we don't right now.
We're working on it.
We're working in that direction. Vince says he is a world-class scientist. Somebody must have asked the question, who is Sasha Dobler?
Yeah,
he is a world-class scientist, yes.
Okay.
Stapleton says, gotta go get the kids to bed. That's perfectly fine. And thank you for popping in. I'm at home and don't need to bug out. Everybody hopes that. I mean,
we have bug out bags just in case because we do live
we
in
have bug
area.
in bags.
Yeah, ours are more bug in bags. It's to get us back home. If we head off like to my mom's and places like that, we're more than 2 hours away.
Does Sasha Dobler have a YouTube channel? But it's not called Sasha Dobler. What's it called?
I can't remember.
I can't remember the name of it. Oh my gosh, it's terrible.
He doesn't do a lot of the videos like Danny's talking about on his channel.
No, he doesn't do them on his channel.
But he has a website, and I'm going to put the website up when I can. I just cannot remember the name of it because it does. I cannot tell you right now.
I've looked at so much stuff here lately, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I'll get it. It'll be in all the videos.
It'll be in all the videos when the videos come up. So you just look in the description.
The description when the videos come up. It will be in the description. So y'all check the descriptions. And this other one was Sarkova.
Yeah, Zarkova. Valentina Zarkova. Yeah.
Yeah, that one will. Abrupt earth changes. That's it.
Yes.
Abrupt earth changes. Okay. That is it. I knew it was different. It was just hard to remember.
Yeah.
So type in abruptearthchanges.com, I believe. Or that may be it may be both his website and his YouTube channel. I can't remember right off.
Brian Scott says, what does Parish on your hat stand for? My daughter married into Parish family in Kentucky. Parish is the name of the tractor company where I bought my new Kubota tractor at. Parish Tractor Company.
Yes.
Okay, corn and bean crops here in LA have been flooded out. Most crops have been destroyed.
LA is Louisiana.
I know.
Okay. I was just wondering.
Louisiana, I mean, and look, time to sow, it's not just Louisiana. If you look up all the tributaries, I've been doing a lot of looking into this, up the tributaries of the Mississippi River all the way to Missouri, all up through in there. Ohio rivers and on up into Indiana, back over toward the Dakotas into Nebraska and all that in there. The knee-high by July rule hasn't been applied this year. And now, because of the grand solar minimum and because of the spraying into the atmosphere with the aluminum, we're not getting the sun in what we need. It's fixing to turn cool early. They're going to have 40s and 50s all throughout the growing belt of the United States.
You don't give your videos away from
I know it. Gosh.
He can't help himself. He's just going to keep telling y'all.
You know what I'm doing? I'm fixing to stop right now. I'm fixing to stop right now.
I need a cookie.
I'm fixing to stop. I'm fixing to get me a pecan cookie.
Dee said her last name was Parish before she married.
Well, I used to go to school with Parish.
And then Eva said they thought Noah was nuts too. They should have listened.
Yep.
Let's see. L.A. accent, Lower Alabama. Oh.
Lower Alabama accent.
Oh, it's Lower Alabama.
Yeah.
Quick canon question. My Canned potatoes have changed color now. When I open a jar, I get light brown mashed potatoes. What did I do wrong? Sometimes they do that. Now, I don't know if you are on community water. Sometimes the water will make a difference. We are on well water, and I don't usually have a problem. I have seen other people's potatoes turn brown, so I'm not 100% sure what would cause that. Do you know if would it be the water possibly, or the salt? If they didn't use cannon salt, they might have used just regular salt.
No, regular iodized table salt would have just given it an off taste.
So it wouldn't have turned it brown.
To turn it brown,
I've
brown
seen
is
people's
brown is from oxidation. So
did you blanch the potatoes for like 3 to 5 minutes before? I think we do 5 minutes.
we do 5, yeah.
And then we put them in the jar and pour fresh, hot, boiling water over them, and then can them. I'm not sure on that why they would have turned brown, but I've seen other people do it. I just don't know what would make it. I've not had that. Lou says you're just giving them a preview, making them want to watch. Well, he's going to tell you everything he said if he don't watch. That's the problem with him.
Dee's right. Iodized salt will give it an off color.
Okay, so I was wondering if it would have been the salt, and if water isn't covering the potatoes in the jar, like if you got your pressure up too high and it boiled some of the water out, and you've got potatoes sticking up so high, then they'll turn brown too. I do know that. I miss things.
Guys, if I so want y'all to know about what's coming. There's one reason that I'm doing what I do. It just, I don't know.
Tim and Amy said them pecan cookies are the best.
They are. They're really good. But I just, there's a part of me that wants to tell everything immediately.
We
but
had
I
this
can't.
little bug that came in from
Well,
outside.
they come in from outside. That's all it is. Don't worry about it.
If you're on city water, can you add a little lemon juice? Will that help?
No, you add white vinegar.
Deborah says she add citric acid before blanching, so that might help.
But you always, when you're canners, if you're on city water and you're pressure canning, you want to put a tablespoon of vinegar in your canner so that it don't leave that film inside your canner that you can't get out.
Yeah. Gemini said that Sherry from Two Family tried her canned potatoes and loved them. Good. Not a lot of people can potatoes, so we've had a lot of people wonder what to do with them, but we use them for everything. So,
do you guys, or have you guys had any problem with electricity at night inside your home, like discharging? No.
Dee says it's cause you care about us is the reason for you to tell us what you know.
It is.
He finds it hard not to care.
I do.
He'll tell people, I don't care, I don't care.
There's some things I'm at liberty to talk about, some things I'm not at liberty to talk about because I make promises to people in order to get information. And so I have to, I just have to be careful.
Gemini says she cold packs them. I didn't know you could cold pack potatoes. Oh, you're talking about you don't blanch them and then you put them in. Okay. Meredith says, so that's why I have that white film in the canner. Thanks, Danny.
Yeah, giving away all the secrets. Dadgummit.
Well, they gotta know. We can't can for them.
I can't can for them. So
and I was gonna do another canning class, and y'all, I just got so busy and have not done it. But
it's just one of them things, you know.
Maybe we're gonna have pears, but that's just a.
Are we gonna do a?
Pears is water bath. That's not really a canning.
That's not a canning. That's water bath.
What do we got coming up? Peas would be coming up.
If we have, when our red rippers start coming in, we'll be canning peas.
We might
that's
do a
for sure.
pea canning video or something. Danny shouted out, people will listen. They already are. There is a great awakening across this country. It's happening. Well, that's kind of what his porch time is about.
Porch time this week will be about something in that to that effect.
Yeah.
It's about time. I'm gonna tell about
Did you get that bug, Danny? I don't know what bug he's talking about.
Yes, I did. He was irritating the fire out of me, and I didn't want to have to watch him no more, so I eventually just did it. I'm sorry I was distracted, but I did it.
Gemini says she doesn't pre-blanch them is the thing. She raw packs her potatoes in jars.
I'm sure you could do it. They won't be as mushy if you do that. The only reason we pre-blanch ours, I'll just tell you the only reason, and this is for one reason only. We don't peel our potatoes.
If it's our potatoes.
If it's our potatoes. If we buy them, we peel them. But
and if they're getting older, I peel them.
We do peel them for getting older, but our main reason is if they have peelings on them, if you pre-blanch them, any little grits of sand or anything like that will come off in the pre-blanch, and that way you don't have to worry about it being in your jar. Eva said he got 40 pounds of peaches coming off the fruit truck tomorrow. So canning Monday.
Oh, we would love to have more peaches.
Yeah, I love peaches.
Yoda said he didn't know you could can potatoes. Yes.
Oh yeah.
We have a cellar full of canned potatoes. We use them in potato salad. We use them for bacon. Like we use I coat them in some oil and put them in the oven and oven fry them is what I call them. We've used them in the air fryer and air fried them.
Yeah.
We make mashed potatoes. We use them in soups and stuff like that. Any way you can use a cubed potato, you can use your canned potatoes. Makes them great potato salad.
YouTube Yoda says, do we already have a potato canning video? Yes.
Yes. I have a whole playlist of canning a lot of stuff. Cold pack keeps them from being mushy. Yes, probably would. Now ours don't go mushy. We don't. I don't know why. We don't have that much problem with them just being.
No, ours are not mushy. Yeah. No. How's Amanda and Sunshine? Well, she's been spending some.
Sleep.
She's probably asleep right now, but she's been spending a lot of time with her family down here, and out shooting a lot of videos, and just looking at different lands and different things, trying to keep her channel up and keep it going. She's doing a fantastic job. We're kind of helping her a little bit with her channel, trying to give her some ideas and things that maybe help her to grow.
Callie says she watched Alderman Farms down in Mississippi. Yes, they're friends of ours. They've been here about 3 or 4 times.
Yep.
They've been at our gatherings and probably will be at the next one in March. They usually try to come.
Miss Wanda, I have blanched and froze my peas. Is it still possible to can them? Yes.
You should be able to. I don't see why not. I usually don't blanch mine and freeze them, but I just take them when they're shelled and put them in a bag and freeze them. And then when I get as many as I want to make a canner, I go ahead and take them out and thaw them a little bit and process them.
YouTube Yoda says, for the first time, I will be selling my potatoes to local farms.
Wow.
That's great. We can everything we grow. How about canning old potatoes? Bad or a good idea? As long as they're not soft.
Yeah.
If they're soft, it's a bad idea. But if they're not wrinkly or soft, then you can can them and they should do just fine.
The only thing is an older potato.
It does have a different taste.
It'll have a different taste.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
But you can still can them.
Yeah, we have bought some in town and canned some just to test the difference.
We did that on a video.
Yeah, I think so. And there is a difference, just saying. But if you're hungry, a canned potato tastes really good.
Yeah, and it looks like in the near future we're going to have an issue with people being hungry.
All right.
Time to Sow says, I'm planning on becoming a patron this coming week. Well, thank you.
Yes, we are. Danny's got to sit down and do some more videos. Right now we've been putting our cabin videos over there. He's been talking about different things over there.
Different weather things, different things going on in the countries over on Patreon. Because I have a little more freedom over there.
He does about 1 video a week. And I usually put up a cabin video. We're going to start working on getting the cabin, some of it over on YouTube in some way, shape, or form, and show some of what we've been doing on the cabin. We hardly ever do a lot on YouTube right now because it's just really hard to get those videos processed and done, but I will get it done eventually. How was your weather out there? It was 111 today.
It was 105 here today. And then we got a
That's a heat
rainstorm.
index.
That was a heat index. And then we got a rainstorm and it went down to 70-something degrees. And it should be back to 69 in the morning, they're saying.
Tamara has a 14-quart toaster filled with apples and plums. Would you use pectin to can these? All right, if you're doing just apples.
Yeah, if you're doing just apples now.
Now, or making apple slices or apple sauce, just add some sugar and you'll be fine. If you're going to make jams or jellies, you do need some pectin. With the plums, if you're making jelly, yes, you would need pectin. But if you're just going to can the plums, I would add a little bit of sugar. You might look a recipe up, but I'm thinking if you're canning plums, I don't know. I've never done that before. I've always made jelly with plums. But you have to have pectin for jelly. But otherwise, just a little sugar should do it.
Denise says, how often do I need to heal up my sweet potatoes? They are vining like crazy. You only have to heal them up maybe once or twice during their growing season, and that's only if you see the potato starting to stick out of the ground. If it starts coming out of the ground, put some dirt over it. If not, don't worry about it. YouTube Yoda wanted to know about, could you grow potatoes in garbage bags, the big black garbage bags? I would not advise it. You need a bag that has a stiff rim around the top of it so that it can allow for the rain and the sun and all that to get in there to it. Black garbage bags in the sun tend to just deteriorate really bad.
Saddle Ridge said their Cherokee tans were going crazy, but no blooms yet. They do that. They grow.
They'll do that, but you have to be very careful with them too, not to put too much nitrogen, because if they get too much nitrogen, they will do the same thing.
She says she is making jelly or jam. Okay, you will need pectin.
Yeah.
Look up a recipe for, if you're making apple jelly, I use the peelings. You do need pectin.
Jan says she's been buying instant potatoes to store up as supplements for their other potatoes. Lots of people are doing that.
Yes.
I highly recommend it because it's just potato. It's dehydrated potatoes is all it is.
Yes. That's a good way to store potatoes. And I would say vacuum seal them. The I am a me. Where did you get your large stainless steel funnel that you use for canning? I can't find it.
On Amazon.
I got it off Amazon. It is called a wide mouth stainless steel funnel.
Yeah.
Because I thought I was ordering for wide mouth jars, but the bottom is a regular mouth jar. But it's called a wide mouth because the top where you put your food in is bigger than normal funnels, and it really makes a difference. So look up wide mouth stainless steel funnels, and you should find it on Amazon.
Evelyn says, Wanda, can you make your own pectin? If yes, how is it done? Well, pectin comes from green apples.
I tried that with our green apples, and my stuff did not work. It didn't gel. But now our apples are green. Normally, they're not green sour like you would make pectin. So that mine just didn't. I tried that last year, just trying it, and it didn't work.
Making lemonade from lemon says, do you have a video on canning cubed? What's the word with my canning cubed pumpkin? I have pie pumpkins that are coming in. All I can tell you is don't puree it and try to can it. If you're going to can it, leave it in cubes.
Yes.
We do not have a video on that because we don't raise very many pumpkins here. The Cherokee tans is about the only thing we ever raise. So, but I do know that about it. Yeah. Same thing goes with sweet potatoes.
Leave it like you would your sweet potatoes, but I'm not sure if pumpkin would fall under the same as sweet potatoes or squash. You would have to look that up and see which way it would recommend, because there's not many ways that they recommend canning pumpkins. I do know that. Let's see, I saw something else. Get dehydrated milk for milk substitute. Yes. We keep some what I call powdered milk here in our storage. That's a good way to know that you will have something to use as milk.
Gloria Kipper says, the squirrel stripped off all the hickory nuts from the trees in June. Never seen that before. Now the sun is coming up in a different spot on my window. I wonder how. Yeah, people who pay attention notice that the sun has moved. Wanda and I know that already because
That's been happening for a while.
that actually has been happening now. This is going on the 3rd year, I think. I've talked about it. Yeah.
And in our living room, when I'm sitting on the couch, the window is to my left. And this past week, I've noticed the sun coming through that window, and it's never done that before. So everything's different.
Alma wants to know, how do you like the okra that you put up for fried okra in meal? Or would you rather put it up in meal or the canned one? We prefer canning it.
Yeah.
And then frying it.
Yeah. I like canning. After learning how to can okra, I have a video on that. From Mr. Charles. I said that because of Mr. Charles. I have a video on that. Old Alabama gardener called and told me how to do it about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I tried it and I love it. It's the easiest way to can okra if you have the space in the jars.
Seen a question go by that I needed to catch right quick. Turn around. Yeah, let's see where we're at here. Well, I know I saw it.
I'm not sure. You're running way back.
Okay, hold on. I gotta go. Are turning yellow too, and are adequately watered. Not sure why. Country Homestead Preacher and Michael. It's just the time of the year it is for tomatoes. Anything over 85 degrees begins to take tomato plants out, and it gets to be this hot they don't make it.
All right, can you substitute stevia for sugar when canning?
No, it will leave a bad bitter taste in it, and it won't be sweet at all.
I would imagine stevia has kind of a strange taste, so I don't know. I've never done it.
Yeah.
You can. Some recipes you can cut the sugar because, like, if you're doing fruit, you can do a 5-to-1 ratio, 5 cups of water to 1 cup of sugar. We have done some fruit with no sugar.
We have.
It's just that you run the risk of it going bad faster.
Yeah.
The sugar is a preservative.
Yeah, the sugar is a preservative. It is part of the preservative, yes. Do you ever check out the final days on YouTube? What do you think about the photos? I've seen that. I haven't put a lot of time into it. Time for living. But I don't think it's a bad thing. I think everything's pretty good. And some of the photos I question, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So I won't go into it because I'm not 100% sure.
How do we put up squash? I usually can it because we use a lot of squash. When you can squash, it's going to end up mushy. So it's not really good for stewed squash or something like that unless you like more like a puree type stuff. But I use it in squash puppies and casseroles, so it's perfect for that. So I put mine in jars.
Tam I Am says, could trade sugar out for honey? And canning, I'm guessing that she's talking about.
There probably are some recipes out there, but I don't
honey,
see
you have to be very
not.
careful. You can, but honey, you have to be careful, honey, because it will scorch.
But I mean, if you're going to put it like if you're doing apples.
Yeah, if you're doing apples, if you're water bathing, I don't see a bit of problem in the world with it.
I think like apples or something, if you had your water and where you would put your sugar in there, you put say instead of a cup of sugar, you'd put half a cup or 3/4 of a cup of honey in there. I don't see what it wouldn't work. I've never tried it, but it probably would work. I don't have that much honey, so I don't.
Do we can green zucchini?
No.
No.
If we have any, we just eat them.
We just eat them. Yeah.
Yes, I make small batches of pickles. Yes,
we do make small batches. We mainly do refrigerator pickles, but
I do a lot of refrigerator pickles because that's what we like. But then when I do relish, I do small batches of relish. I usually 4 jars or so of relish at a time. And we don't do a whole lot of pickles other than the refrigerator ones and the relish. What do you recommend as a food dehydrator for beginners?
What do you recommend for a food dehydrator?
I would say
just go ahead and get the right one to start with.
Start out with a what is ours called?
My mind just went blank.
I knew when
you can get them from Cabela's. I know that.
Cabela's has them.
Has the best one actually for the price.
Ours is a it just
It
goes
just
out
went
the
right out
window.
the window. I was sitting there thinking about it.
Nesco Excalibur.
Excalibur, yes.
We have a 9-drawer or 9-tray Excalibur, but they make a smaller one or make one that has like 4 or 5 trays. Unless you're just canning a lot or dehydrating a lot, a 4 will do you just as well. The one I have the 9, and it takes a lot to fill up a 9-drawer thing or tray. So I like the Excalibur, but Cabela's does have one similar to it.
Yes.
The price is usually a little cheaper.
Yeah, the price
and
is
it
a little
works
bit
just
cheaper.
as well.
Yeah, it works just as well.
I've got 2 of the round ones, and I really don't like them. They're not control. They don't have a temperature control. But if you have one that has a temperature control, I would highly recommend something with a control on it.
Yeah. So don't overwork your land. That's right. You do not overwork your land. If you do, I know one thing I was going to talk about. I am doing soil samples. Come Monday, we will be taking soil samples of our place into town. We will be getting it sent off to get a soil analysis because of the next few years coming up. I want to know if my soil is where it needs to be at, done professionally. I don't mind paying to have it done. Because, guys, I want to be able to grow my food. I want to be able to grow it well.
Somebody was asking, can you put cucumbers up without pickling?
You guys can.
Well, now
let's see.
You can do them in salt and vinegar. I guess
that's
it was still pickling.
That's still pickling if you put them in vinegar. That's the only way I know of doing it. If you freeze them, they turn to mush.
I know Sunshine froze some.
Yeah.
Her mom told her to go put them in the fridge, and I found them in the freezer. And I was wondering why we had pickles in the freezer, and that was because she opened the wrong side. We have a side by side.
Mr. Hendrickson says I have 4 Excaliburs, 2 for backup.
Yes. Have we tried freezing jalapenos double peel pack? I freeze jalapenos.
We freeze jalapenos. So let me tell you something. There's a trick with jalapenos. I ain't never told Wanda this. I don't guess I have.
So there's a trick?
Anytime you're freezing peppers, if you lay a paper towel down and put those peppers on a paper towel and fold that paper towel over them and put them inside a Ziploc bag, they will not get the ice crystals all over them and make them like that.
Yeah.
They actually end up being better. I just don't eat the jalapeno poppers is the only reason I haven't said anything.
Well, what I've been doing here lately is we did a whole bunch of, like the jalapeno poppers. We make them like little boats, cut them in half, and we go ahead and stuff them, freeze them on a cookie sheet, and then put them in Ziploc containers or, what you call them, plastic containers. Yeah. And then we've been taking some of them and putting them over in a food processor and pureeing the jalapenos. And then we put it in a Ziploc bag and mash it out kind of flat. And then you can break it up after it freezes. So we like to put them in peas. So I'll take out a piece of that, just break it up and take a piece out and put it in your peas and stuff. Or if you make jalapeno cornbread or anything like that, you already have your jalapenos already chopped up and ready to go. And I can dehydrate them too.
You could, yeah.
You can dehydrate them, turn them into a powder, and add them to your stuff.
Well, we have gone almost 20 minutes over.
Yeah.
Somebody
said something about fermenting pickles. Yes, you can.
Gemini says her mama taught her about paper towels and freezer bags. Yeah, that's, I just never have said anything. I mean, I've known it. My former wife done it. Mm-hmm. And I just remember it being done.
Yeah.
RB says the Bible will tell us how to get by just as simple as reading. Yes, the Bible has all the answers. It tells us what's coming. It tells us how to prepare for what's coming. And it has all the answers.
Okay, so.
Okay, we need to do some prayer lists here.
Reap what you sow. Had a brother that passed away this past week.
Yes. Zach Stiver's dad died today from a massive heart attack. We want to keep Nikki Stanley in our prayers. She's had stomach cancer, and I think this is her second bout with it.
Mm-hmm.
My friend, I have a friend who's a Navy SEAL, Mr. Harry Pico. He's got cancer in both of his lungs and his brain now. He's actually younger than I am. He and I have done a lot of things together. I'm not going into any kind of drastic detail about that, but he and I are very close in a lot of ways. I want to remember him. The ones driving home from the Hootenanny, heck, they have traveling mercies.
Christy Betts asked, as a caregiver, she's exhausted.
Christy, I was a caregiver for 6 years. I understand, sweetheart. I understand better than you ever would imagine.
April asked for prayers for her husband. Yes, a caregiver is. I was a caregiver for several people. I went in and helped families, and I was kind of the relief for some families, and that they do get exhausted, believe me.
Yes. As a matter of fact, when hospice would come to my house here before my former wife passed away, they would always check on me. Because I'd say, well, you need to be checking on my wife back there. And they said, look, your wife's destiny is sealed. We're more concerned about you right now. We're just here to take care of her and make her comfortable, you know. And at the time, I could not understand that, but I understand it fully now.
Tamara Butterworth asked for prayers for healing.
Okay.
Some time for living says Living Traditions freezes cucumbers for smoothies. Okay, now that would be one thing that you could do.
Yeah.
Also, I make what's called a sassy drink, where I put cucumbers in a drink. So yeah, you could freeze that and throw them in there. It wouldn't hurt at all. So for that type of thing, yes, you could use it. If you need them on your eyes for patchy eyes, frozen cucumbers might help. I'm just saying, there are things you could do.
There's lots of people tonight needing prayers. I mean, you know, it's caregivers are special, precious people. They are. God only gives it to the people who He knows can handle it.
Yes.
We all need prayers because.
Michelle for dealing with late father's estate issues.
Yes.
That's another really hard thing to deal with.
Well, I've had to deal with 2 different people's estates, and I understand completely what that's like. It's you know, everyone's different. I know that. But each dealing with each estate, you have to deal with family, and actually, I'd rather deal with the world than I had to deal with family, because family can be the worst, you know.
Jan asked for prayers too.
Yes,
we do know
Jan's husband.
Yes.
We'll keep them in our prayers.
And Eyes to See.
Yes.
And Gemini. She's healing. She's out.
She's up. I watched her video a while ago. She's up and going. She's about crying from that vinegar, but she was. She kept saying, "Lord, I'm about to get out of this kitchen." I said, "Well, we almost did have to get out of our kitchen."
Life with Linda, family.
Prayers for Smitty. He's getting worse.
That's
Mary Beth. Yeah.
All right. All right. So you.
Yep. Well, we're going to go ahead and pray, because there's a lot of people need to be getting in bed where they can get up tomorrow and get things done. And it's been a long day, guys. So, Father, we come to you tonight. There's been a whole list of people here. We think about Zach from Cypress, whose dad just died unexpectedly. And, Father, what a trauma that was to him. I think he was actually traveling back from the Hootenanny when it happened. And it can be traumatizing when something like this happens unexpectedly. And Father, even though we know when things are going to happen, like those who have been caregivers on here we talk about, taking care of people who've actually passed, who are actually terminally ill or, you know, on their last limb of life. And Father, passing is just never easy. I don't care how you look at it. And today was the anniversary of my wife's passing, and yet we have to move forward, Father. You tell us that. We need to look forward. We don't need to be looking backwards. And we need to be able to hold our heads up and realize that you are the great physician, and that all things are possible through you, and that you can heal and you can fill those void spots. We just have to be willing to accept them when they come. And Father, we think about those who've had surgeries and are healing from it. Ms. Denise that we know of, and there are those that have mentioned special prayer requests on here for different ones in their families, their husbands, their wives, their children, and there's lots of different family members that need praying for, and lots of different physical ailments, Father. And I do pray for them at this time. I lift them up and ask for healing for them. And if they don't get healing, then give them the grace to face the things that they need to face in an everyday life. And Father, I think about the food shortages that's coming in this country over the next few years, and the famines and the wars and the different things that are already pre-planned to happen. Father, we pray that you will be with the people. I'm going to pray for the people that's just here on our chat tonight. Father, that, or anyone who watches this video, that they will be taken care of, Father, that you will be good enough to them to provide for them, keep them safe, and provide the amount of food that they need to be able to keep them and their families taken care of now. And Lord, just go with us and help us to rest comfortable tonight. Thank you for a break in the heat that we've been having. Even though we know that the coolness will knock some of our crops back in the corn belt of the United States, in the deep south, it's always good to have a little cool down this time of year now. And thank you for the much needed rain, and for those that are needing rain, we pray that you'll give them rain, Father. And Lord, for the channels that are small and are trying to grow and are trying to get the word out about the things that you're teaching them, then we pray for them also. And Father, we just want to just take a moment and say we love you and thank you for being as generous and as good to us as you are. We ask these things in thy name. Amen. All right, guys. Time to get serious. It's time to get ready to go to bed. That's what I call getting serious.
Yeah. So we're fixing to head out. Rachel Rumbo, I have her email anyway, so I can send her a message and get her
you do.
information, the book, and you guys have a great day, and we will talk to y'all later.
We'll see y'all in the next video. Be sure to watch Deep South Homestead the rest of this week and next week. Lots of videos on food coming up. We will see you there.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.